Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim and we're playing through Silent War 2.0 with the IJN expansion. Scenario or campaign number 3, Turning the Tide. We are getting ready to start the first week of July 1943. Before we get started, I do have one correction from the previous video. I discovered that I missed rolling to remove the spotted marker for the salary. So we're going to do that now. And he does get to remove it. I'm going to move the Tautog on top of this stack though, because that's one of the 2 submarines that are being withdrawn this month. The Tautog. The other one is the Gunnel, who's already in Pearl Harbor, so he'll just go straight to the West Coast box. So we've got a lot happening this turn. We've got some reinforcements coming in. We've got some subs returning from West Coast refit. Like I mentioned, we got those 2 subs that are being withdrawn. In addition to that, we did make our next target for rolling for torpedo improvement, so we'll get to do that this turn. And then one last thing before we get started, there were some changes to the IJN mix. The battleship Mutsu is being removed from the mix this month. And then we've got 3 new ones coming in. We've got the destroyer Tamanami, 2,000-ton destroyer. We've got a 3,000-ton destroyer, the Shimakaze. And then we've also got a light cruiser, although heavier than most of our other ones, 9,000 tons. The Noshiro coming in this month as well. So we'll get them put in their appropriate cups, bowls. Then we'll set the Mutsu off with the other subs that have been, or not subs, the other Japanese ships that have been withdrawn from the mix. All right, so we're ready to start our war event phase. Die roll of 0 to 3. We'll have a war event. Nope. Okay, torpedo improvement. So let's consult the chart here. If you remember, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we had reached the 270 threshold. Just zoomed in a little here. There we go. But we did not achieve our roll. Needed a 9. So we've now passed the 280 threshold. We're actually at 287. So if we do miss it this week, we should be able to try again next week once we surpass 290. But we need an 8 or higher in order to succeed. So let's see if we can get our torpedoes improved, get that modifier to 0. Let's get back to our normal zoom factor here. All right, come on, we need an 8 or 9. Oh, just missed it. All right, well, hopefully we can roll that 7 again next week after we sink 3 more ships and we'll be in business. All right, so we failed to improve the torpedoes this week. On to our intelligence and weather event phase. First is the ultra roll. We got a 4. And a 4 on the ultra table for war period 3 is going to be the Curls and the Carolines. Interesting. Okay. So we've got one up here in the Curls and one in the Carolines. Let's put it over here. Remember, we got our new submarine tender last week, the Fulton. So we've now got 2 forward bases that we can bring our subs back to without having to go all the way back to Pearl Harbor. All right, next we've got our weather roll. So we are now into July, which is still a 1 needed for tropical storm to form. Next month it starts getting even more likely, and then September is when it's the most likely. All right, so we'll see if we get a 1 or less, and then the white die will tell us where it is if we do. We did not. So clear weather again across the Pacific this week. So that's going to take us to our RRR segment. So we'll consult the master submarine reinforcement list for the month of July 1943. And so we've got coming into Brisbane the Balau and the Pompon, which I've got set aside over here. A Balau class. This is our first Balau class that we're getting. So you can see how it compares to the Gatto. Same range, A rating. Same attack, but 1 higher on the defense. So they'll be a little more sturdy against those counterattacks. So they go into the broom box at Brisbane. And then we've also got coming in at Pearl Harbor the Paddle and the Tullabee. They're right here. 2 more Gatto class subs. So they'll go in the broom box at Pearl Harbor, along with that big stack that just came back from the invasion of the Marshall Islands last week. All right, and as I mentioned, the Tautog, which is currently RTB in the South China Sea 2 op area, we'll be bringing him back through this way, making his way back to Pearl Harbor to be sent to the West Coast. It's going to take him a few weeks to get back. And then the Gunnel, which actually just covered up. Let me get him back up on top here. He's already at Pearl Harbor, so we can just go ahead and send him directly to the West Coast refit box. He'll be coming back in, let's see. Well, the Tautog's going to come back in October. And it looks like the Gunnel doesn't make it back until November. All right, and then we got returning the Kingfish, the Swordfish, and the Haddock. So these 3 right here, a couple of Gattos, and then the new S2. They'll all come in to the broom box at Pearl Harbor. Slide these guys up. Next month we'll be getting the Wahoo back with Morton. Month after that, those 3. We'll leave a spot in there. That's where the Tautog's going to come back, and then the Gunnel will wait until November to be coming back. All right, so that's our reinforcement phase. Ready submarine phase. We've got 3 that are ship side at the Sperry, so they go ready for sea. And then we've got 4 that we need to roll for. So let's take care of those. So the Sargo needs a 4 or less. Does not make it. He goes ship side. The Jack needs a 5 or less. He did make it. The S-42 needs a 4 or less. Made it. And the Spearfish needs a 4 or less. Did not make it. So we'll have room for 5 to come back here once we get these 5 out. Next, Let's do Pearl Harbor last because that's quite a few we got to roll for there. So Dutch Harbor, we don't have anyone pier side. We've got 2 that we need to roll for. They each need a 3. We'll do the S33 with the black die, S34 with the white die. So the 34 made it out, the 33 did not. All right, moving on down to Fremantle. We've got the tuna that's ready for sea now. We've got this stack we need to roll for. Let's pull this back. So the tarpon needs a 4 or less. You got it. So he'll go ready for sea. We'll put him that way. The gar needs a 5 or less. Made it also. The trout needs a 5 or less. Made it. The grouper needs a 5 or less. Also made it. And the S31 needs a 3 or less. Made it as well. All of them ready for sea. Okay, moving down to Brisbane. The Sea Dragon can move ready for sea. We've got 3 here to roll for. The Pompon needs a 5 or less. Did not make it. The Belau did make it. And the Pike needs a 4 or less. Made it. These 2 ready for sea. Pompon has to wait till next week. All right, and then Pearl Harbor, the S46 ready for sea, and then we got a whole bunch of rolls to make here. Okay, the Kingfish, 5 or less. No. Haddock, 5 or less. No. Swordfish, 4 or less. Yes. The Paddle, 5 or less. Yes. The Tullabee, 5 or less. Yes. The Lapon, 5 or less. Yes. The Sunfish, 5 or less. Yes. The Snapper, 4 or less. No. The Tunny, 5 or less. Yes. The Pickerel, 4 or less. Yes. The Porpoise, 4 or less. No. The S47, 4 or less. Yes. The Greenling, 5 or less. No. The Drum, 5 or less. Yes. Newly refitted drum. And the Pogie, 5 or less. No. All right. We got more than half of them out, so that's pretty good. These are all ready for sea. These are pier side. Okay, that'll take us to the submarine repair phase. We've got a couple in here at Pearl Harbor. The Seawolf needs an 8 or less to finish repairs. Got it. And then the halibut that's in for his early Gatto refit. Needs a 4 or less to advance, and he's in the repair box 3 because he had to come in to repair hold since the drum was already being worked on when he got there. Normally they would come in repair box 2 for that voluntary refit. He advances, nice. Always good to get out of that repair box 3 on the first roll because it's the toughest one. All right, next we've got a few, or just 2 it looks like, up here in Dutch Harbor. Each need a 5. So we've got the S23 black die, S35 white die. And neither of them make it again. I think that's the second week they both failed. Maybe not. Maybe they just got there. I don't remember now. But they'll have to stay another week in repair, at least. That will do it for the repair phase. We have the prep for operations phase. Move everybody up to their operating area. Okay, we are ready to begin the operations segment. So I will start with this sub in the North Pacific on its way back to Pearl Harbor. They weren't able to dock at the Sperry last week because their damage was too severe for them to handle. But they're going to move through the Hawaiian Islands, which has no red box, into Pearl Harbor. So they will not need to do a transit event check. But we will need to roll to see how bad their damage is. I think it was heavy damage when they checked last week. Let's see if they were able to improve it at all on the way back. A little bit. 6 is going to be moderate damage. So they will join the halibut in repair box 2. All right, I think next, let's get all these ones that are coming back to Fremantle. So they're going to have moving through the Java Sea, which has no red box, into Fremantle, so none of these will require transit event checks. And I believe none of them are damaged. So they will just all 3 go to the broom box at Fremantle. That is the, oh, no, sorry. Almost messed up there. The Sowery and the Finback will go to the broom box at Fremantle. The Tautog, however, has to make his way back to Pearl Harbor because he's being withdrawn. So he's going to go through the South Philippine Sea to the Bismarck Sea. There is a red box here in the South Philippine Sea, and they left shallow waters. However, let's see if the Tautog has radar. Remember, we're playing with the optional radar refit rules, so we don't have to wait till October for everyone to get radar. Basically, as they come back from refit or come in as reinforcements. Any that have done that since October of 42 already have radar. So, and I did add to this list with the new ones that we got this month, and had a couple that we had to take off because they were sunk or lost at sea last month. So the Tautog looks like does not have radar. So he will have to make a transit event check, because he gets -1 for being on transit side, but then +1 for leaving an area with shallow water. So if he rolls a 9, he will have to do a second roll for the transit event check. And he got a 0, so he's good. I'm going to have to get back used to thinking of zeros as 0. I was playing a game of Twilight Imperium yesterday, and which also uses D10s, but they count their zeros as 10s. So I had to get back into considering them as zeros again. All right, so he has no transit event, so he will just go to the done section there. Let's next do this one, the sailfish. I think we're going to have him come back into Fremantle. So down through the band to sea. Sailfish does have radar, so he doesn't have to worry about the shallow water. So, and since he's on transit side, no possible transit event. Since with the -1, there's no way to get a 9. So he will go to the broom box at Fremantle. And who else we got coming back? We got several up here, but we're going to need to free up some room. Although we got, yeah, let's take advantage of our new base down here, the Fulton. We can get the Gurnard into there. In fact, he just does has to move a single space, so he's actually doing cautious transit, which would give him a -2, but there's no red box anyway, so he goes into the room box of the Fulton. And anybody else? I don't see any others that can reach there this turn. Actually, you know what? We could have sent the sailfish there from South China Sea 2, or no, South Philippine Sea, I mean, because he can come up through the Marianas and then over to the Marshall Islands. You know what? I think we'll do that instead. We've got quite a few coming out of Fremantle already, so I think we've got enough subs operating in that area. So yeah, let's do that. Let's have the sailfish, instead of going back to Fremantle, he actually went back to the Fulton. Transit event check would have been the same, because there's one red box here. Actually, yeah, because he came down through the band to sea, so he passed that transit event check, so it would have been the same going this way. Then we've got, looks like just 2 that we need to get into the Sperry there. Well, in fact, this one can also reach the Fultons. Let's send them down there. So they'll go through the Bonans to the Marshall Islands. They're on transit event side, so -1. There's only one red box, no congregating risk. So, but he will have to roll to see if he can actually get in there since he's damaged. So anything other than superficial, he'll have to move on. Oh, he did get superficial, nice. So he will also go into the broom box at the Fulton. Each of these have a capacity of 7. So that's good. All right, so we just got to get one out from the Sperry so we can get that one up in the Sea of Japan in. All right, we've only got 2 subs in the Sea of Japan right now, so I think I'll send these 2 Gato subs that are in the Sperry up over there. You're gonna have to go through the Coral Islands to get there, and there's already 4 subs there, so that's going to give them a +1 for congregating risk. -1 because they're on transit side. But then +2 for entering the Sea of Japan. So it's going to be a net +2. So we're looking at a 6 or higher is going to potentially cause a transit event. So we'll do the runner first. You got 1. 5 and 1 should be nothing. 5, 1, no event. So the runner will patrol there next turn. And then the same thing for the jack, 6 or higher. And no event for him. Okay, so now we can bring the steelhead back again through the Coral Islands. So that's going to be a +1 for congregating risk, -1 for being on transit side, and then +2 for leaving the Sea of Japan. But now his governing op area for that is going to be here. So only 1 red box. So with the +2, it's going to be a 7 or higher for him. Safe. So he will enter the broom box of the Sperry. All right, I think that's everything we needed to bring back. So let's start doing some patrols here. Why don't we start up here in the Coral Islands, one of our ultra areas. We've got 4 subs there. I don't know that we want to send, I mean, we definitely don't want to send them out of the Sea of Japan into there. I don't know that we want to send any of these in the Empire Pacific up there either. I think I'd rather just have them stay here. There's a much higher likelihood of finding something, and if we add any more up there, we're just going to be creating congregating risk, which will make it less likely to find something. So why don't we just start with the S30. Make this our current operating area. So +1 for search and contact for the ultra area. Nice, 10 and 9. That can be a high density task force with an extra ship in each one. So So 2335. Now this is very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that many red balls show up in column D. The S30 does not have radar. Let's get rid of this one here, zigged away. All right, we got a 2 tactical rating. I think we're gonna set up in column C. And we'll go standard attack posture. Let's flip over this one. Combat event. 2. What is number 2? Oh boy. Torpedo malfunction. Roll a D10 to determine the type of malfunction. So let's see what we get. Actually, did I just roll? I just rolled both of those, didn't I? So I guess the second roll is going to be a 2, which is a circular run. Torpedo runs in a circle back toward the submarine. Conduct the attack round normally, but additionally conduct an attack on your own submarine. To conduct this attack, the player adds 1 to the current Mark 14 torpedo value and a specially drawn TDC marker, and rolls a die. If the die roll is equal to or less than the result, the submarine is sunk. If the submarine survives, proceed to the counterattack round. If able, a submarine may attempt a crash dive to avoid its own torpedo. If it's unsuccessful, it must still attack itself. All right, so we're gonna do our attack normally. So we still got to reveal one more ship. I think we'll go with the top one here. Okay, a little 1,000-ton gunboat. So we've got a couple TDC markers here. Not good. 3 minus 1 is 2. Minus 1 minus another 1. So we can only hit it on a 0. We did not. So then before we go to the counterattack, which there actually won't be a counterattack, but we have to see if the torpedo that circled around is going to hit us. So we perform an attack on ourselves. We draw another TDC marker for that. Hopefully it's a really high positive number. Oh no. All right, so 3 minus 2 is 2. And then our defense is 2. So that makes it 0. Then the TDC is going to add 2 back in. So we'll hit ourselves on a 2 or less. And I think it said if it hits us, we're automatically sunk. Doesn't matter what the damage roll is. So we just need to roll 1 die. If it's a 2 or less, we've sunk ourselves. And it's a 1. So the S30 goes down by its own torpedo. That is another sub lost, which puts us at 25. Record that here real quick. That means we're going to need to allocate another submarine to the Aleutians campaign, because that was one of our 8. So we'll have to figure out who's going to take their place. All right, so then let's go to the S-28 next. Search and contact with a +1. Four and 3. 4 is just enough for a sparse result. 3 is going to be a small convoy. And then extra ship for each one is going to be 3 and 2. Alright, S-28 also does not have radar. I have them set up in column A. Standard attack posture. Let's go for this middle one and the bottom one. Ooh. Destroyer. It's the Arashi. All right, TDC markers. We've got no chance of targeting him, even if we were able to ignore his ASW value, so won't even bother putting one on that ship. Go with our merchant and the unrevealed. -2, -2. All right. See if we can get something here. So 3 minus 1 is 2. -1 for the ship defense. -2 for the ASW. Puts us at -1. Then we add 2 back in for the TDC. So we will hit on a 1 or less. Hey, got it. 0 and a 4. I think is going to be just enough. 4 minus 1 is 3. That gives us the sunk result. Anything from 1 to 4,000 tons. So the S-28 strikes first. 2,000 ton merchant. It goes back in Cup A. We get one more ship for 288. 2 more 1,000 tons for 1,196,000. All right, we got a counterattack. 2 plus 1 red box makes 3. 3 for the war period is 6. We've only got 1 defense, so he's going to be on the 5 to 6 row. No modifiers. 2 will be nothing. And I think we best not push our luck here, especially with only 1 defense, and just withdraw at this point. So D rating, he's going to need a 2 or less to stay out. Did not get it. And the S-41, +1 to search and contact. 4 and 9. It's going to be just enough again for a sparse task force. An extra ship in each column is going to be 2, 2, 3, and 4. All right, S-41 does have radar. So let's have him set up in column C. And we will go standard attack posture. Flip this one, nice. And this one, nice. We need to use our radar. That auxiliary is going to be the Kanto Maru. -1, that's good. -2, even better. So we'll have a slightly better shot here, but a lot more tonnage there. So let's figure out what they're going to be. If we go after this one, the 1 and the -1 cancel each other out. So basically we got our 3 - 1, which is 2. So we'll hit this on a 2 or less. We'll only hit this on a 1 or less. I think maybe we go for the higher odds shot. Maybe try to get that guy in the re-attack round. Yep. So 2 or less. Nope. Needed them reversed. All right, there is no counterattack. I think for re-attack, we'll stay in this column. We'll switch to cautious posture. So we only have to flip 1. And I think we'll try one over here. Has to be a rising sun. All right, good. A cruiser. Oops. That one popped out, so I'll just go with it. It's the Ashigara. I don't think there's much point targeting that. 5 defense, plus he's over a column. Hopefully we can get a -2 or -3 on this. We'll probably just go for the whichever one has the better shot. Huh? Well, looks like we might not have a shot this time. That's a +2 because it's a re-attack round. So he's a 3. And yeah, we've only got 2 attacks, so no shot this time. That's a bummer. Still no counterattack though, so that's good. Endurance check. He will need a 2 or less. Nope. We've got one more up here. The S40. +1 to his search and contact. 5 and 3 is going to be another sparse small convoy. So 3 and 2 with the extra ship. All right, this one goes back too far. S40 does have radar. We'll set up in column column A. I was looking at this D again. Column A, standard attack posture. Let's go with this one and this one. Ooh. Oh, but we can unflip, right? Radar. Almost forgot. And we'll flip this one instead. There we go. So our auxiliary going to be 11 11,000 ton oiler, the Tatakawa Maru. That would be a nice one to get. That's a nice -3 on this one. Okay, -2. I'll take it. So he becomes a 1 against our 2 after the torpedo modification. Means we need a 1 or less. Oh, so close. That would have been enough to sink it too, I bet. Yes, it would have. That's too bad. 2, 1. Yep, we needed a 1 or less. All right, no counterattack. For the re-attack, we'll stay where we are and hope that this is our light cruiser. It is. Excellent. It's the Oyota, which has a special rule which has been modified from what's printed in the IJN rules. Not sure if I made note of that in here or not, but we did get clarification back from Brian Miller on how this one should actually work. It says in here that it can only be encountered in the inland sea, which I found out is actually the Sea of Japan, or the East China Sea. Drawn outside the indicated water, simply remove the counter. But then someone had replied that didn't really make sense based on when this thing was operating, where it was operating and when, and that it's only after a certain date that it's restricted to those 2 areas. I don't believe we're at that date yet, but I'm going to double check on that and then come right back. Yeah, so this, I found the Board Game Geek post about it, and this has been altered now so that it's starting in March 1945 that it can only be encountered in the Sea of Japan or the East China Sea. And so we are good with finding it here in the Coral Islands. If it hadn't been, we'd just remove the counter and we wouldn't draw a replacement, so wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But just so you all know that that's something that's been altered, and I'll hopefully get an update to the IJN rule set at some point with that and a few other corrections that need to be made. All right, so we'll just stick with the same 2 ships for our TDCs. Give us some good ones this time. And that -2 wasn't bad. It's just with only 3 attack, it's kind of hard to make something happen. All right, so that -2 is now a -3, just as this -1 is now a -2. So these are going to be equal shots, so we might as well go for the 11,000 tons. So he's going to be a 0 this time, and so we'll need a 2 or less. So we just need to roll the same thing we did last time, and that would be perfect. So 2 or less. And of course we didn't. All right. No counterattack. Endurance check. Needs a 2 or less. Nope. Everybody's going home or to the bottom of the ocean. All right. We should probably see, since we got to send somebody else up there anyway, if there's someone that can take advantage of that. We don't want to commit any of these Gatos to the Aleutians though, so nope, we're not going to do that. So we'll have to find someone in the vicinity that can take their place. Maybe somebody that's currently at the Sperry. We've got an S3. Oh yeah, here's an S1 at the Sperry. Perfect. So he will be our new 8th sub operating in the Aleutian campaign. We'll go ahead and move him up there now. So he's going to be leaving from the North Pacific. Cautious transit up to the Coral Islands. And so no transit events going to be possible. And we'll just flip him over to patrol there. And I will update my list of subs that are committed to the Aleutians campaign. So no longer the S30, replaced by, what was that again? Is it 32? Yeah, S32. We've still got our 8 committed up there. All right. I think next, let's see how we do in the Sea of Japan. So the Harder is going to do a search and contact roll. A modifier this time. Ooh, 0 and 4. So nothing. 0 is the only result. That is nothing up there. All right, so for his endurance check, since he didn't find any enemy contacts, he just needs a 6 or less to stay. Oh, come on. So he will have to RTB next turn. All right. Now the Empire Pacific. Question is, we got an S3 and a P3 coming out of the Sperry. Probably just debating on if we want to leave them here or move one or more down to the East China Sea, but I think we'll just leave them in the Empire Pacific. So the Ho, get a search and contact roll. 5 and 7. It's going to be a low density, large convoy. So we're looking at 2, 2, 1, and 1. The Ho does have radar. Tactical rating of 4. Let's go column B. Let's go cautious. Nice. 4 of these. I think we'll put our on this unrevealed ship. Maybe that's our friendly neighborhood light cruiser. -1 looks like is going to be our guy, although I guess technically this is an easier shot over here. Let's see what they work out to be. This would be 7 - 1 is 6, so it's nicer to be working with 7 attack than 3. -3 for defense, well, effectively -2 for defense after you do the TDC, so that's going to be a 4 or less to hit that one. Over here we've got 6, -1 for going over, or for the defense, -1 for going over a column. So that's a 4 or less. So yeah, they're actually equal, aren't they? Yeah, because his defense is boosted by 1, his is knocked down by 1. So yeah, might as well go after the 5,000 tons. So what did I say, 4 or less? 50-50 chance. Got it, but a 1 modified down to a 0 does nothing. That's too bad. There is no counterattack. I believe we remain cautious. The question is, do we stay here and flip these 2? Or do we move over here and flip these 2? I'm almost certain this is going to be something bad. It's probably less likely that this is. So let's slide over and flip these. Let's see if we were right. Okay, it's not terrible. A little small ASW value there. Oh, and that's the IRO. I think, if I remember right, I think we had him come up once before. That's one of the named ships that you do not replace. Yes. So the IRO, use the Silent War set unit. So he will stay there. The AGT is also not replaced. That was that motorboat torpedo tender or something like that. Okay, so we need 4 TDCs. Oh, this one, actually, I messed that up. That one was supposed to get replaced last turn. I may not have even had a shot at him, but either way, even if we would have taken the shot on the merchant, we still missed. I mean, we hit, but didn't cause any damage. That should actually be, okay, same defense value, so no difference. The Fujikawa Maru. All right, now we'll get that straight. We can put our TDC markers out. Come on, just one. Let's stick together again. 0 + 2 + 2. Come on, give me a good one. There we go, -3. That does not get modified by the reattack round. But still going to be a pretty good shot, I think. So 7 minus 1 is 6. Minus 2 for the defense, minus 1 for going over a column. But then add 3 back in means we hit on a 6 or less. Yes, that's a hit, and a 7 modified down to a 6 is way more than we need to sink a 2,000-ton motorboat torpedo tender. So the hoe gets the AGT 2,000 tons. So another ship, just one more, and we can check for torpedo improvement again next turn. And 2,000 more tons. All right, he is an A rating, no modifiers, so we need a 5 or less. No. All right, then we got the whale. Search and contact roll. 6 and 0. Going to be a low density small convoy. So 2, 2, and 1. All right, the whale does have radar. We're going to set him up in column B. This one goes away. Evading. I think we're going to go cautious so that we can take advantage of the radar if we need to. So we're flipping 3. Start over here. Okay, we'll unflip that one. And, ooh, aircraft, okay. All right, so this get replaced. Actually, both of those will. First one is going to be the Goshu Maru. Second one, the Taiyo Maru. Probably butchered that really badly. All right. So we know for the reattack, if we stay, there's going to be an airplane and a destroyer. So we'll have to see if we want to deal with that or not. All right, -1, -1, -2. All right, that's an easy choice. 7 minus 1 is 6. He's a 0, but then he gets 1 from the aircraft, so 5 is what we need to hit. Got it. Then 0 for the attack results. Counterattack is going to be 1 plus 1 red box plus 3 makes 5. Minus our 4 defense. Be on the 1 to 2 row. Ooh, an 8. Could be bad. Spotted. I still think we want to give it a go. We'll might as well stay in this column. We'll stay cautious. So we'll replace this with a destroyer from the IJN set. Oh, good. The Asanagi. Alright, 3 TDC markers again, since we can't target the aircraft. These will each have a -1, unless it's a -3 to begin with. Great. Don't care about that one. Ooh. I was hoping that one would have been better. Alright, so these shots are going to be the same. So I might as well go after this one. So we're at 6. We lose 2 for his defense. The TDC is a 0, and then we lose 1 for the, or actually 2 for the ASW because they're at 1.5. I think that leaves us with 2. If I did that right, 6 -2 -2. Yep. So we need a 2 or less. And again, we got it. But 0 for the attack results. So disheartening. Alright, this time for the counterattack. Oh, you know what? I forgot on the last counterattack that we were cautious. So he actually got a 7, which was nothing. So we are not spotted. So we are, or he's at 2, +1 for the op area, +3 makes 6, minus our 4 defense. He's still on the 1 to 2 row. This time, +1 for reattack, -1 for cautious. So now there's no modifier. And he rolled a 2 this time, so that's definitely nothing. A rating, we need a 5 or less. Ooh, nope. Alright, then we've got the Tenosa. Search and contact. 1-7. White box. So nothing. And the 7's not high enough to get a loner contact. So he struck out with his die roll modifier. He'll need a 6 or less to stay out. Nope. Okay. I think let's save the ultra area for last. We're going to go over here to the South China Sea. And we got a little bit better hunting, plus it's not shallow waters up here in South China Sea 1. So we're going to have them patrol move up to there. They are leaving shallow waters, so if they don't have radar, let's take that into account. The Sea Raven does have radar, so only on a 9. Is there a potential transit event? Okay, and then for his search and contact, 0-4. That's going to be nothing. So endurance check. He is a B rating, but didn't find anything. So 5 ratings. Oh, just missed it. All right, the Pito will patrol move up to there. The Pito also has radar. So only a 9 for potential transit event. Search and contact. 4 and 6. That should be good enough. Sparse. Large convoy. 1-2-1-1. All right. Since the Pito does have radar, I think we'll do the same thing and set up in column B and go cautious. So we can take advantage of that radar if we need to. So here we go. Ooh. All right. And 3. Ooh, can't unflip that. All right. Give us some good ones. All right, like that. I need to replace that ship too before I forget. Again. Hopefully we'll have a bit less defense than 5. The Jingei, I don't know. All right. So I think it's going to be a 1. These are each 1s, but that's over a column. I think we go for this one, and then in the reattack round we slide over here so that we don't have to flip that over. So let's just go for this one this time. So 7 minus 1 is 6, minus 2 defense is 4, minus 2 ASW is 2. Add 1 back in for the TDC makes 3. Hit on a 3 or less. Nope, needed them swapped. Counter attack 2 plus 1 plus 3 is 6. Minus our 4 defense is the 1 to 2 row with a minus 1 modifier for cautious. 3 is going to be nothing. And then, like I said, we'll slide over here. We'll stay cautious. All right. Looks like it's going to be this one again. That's actually a minus 3. So 7 minus 1 is 6, minus 2 is 4, minus 2 is 2. Add 3 back, gives us a 5. for our 2 hit. Oh, come on. And re-attack is going to be the same 1 to 2 row, but now with no modifier, because the re-attack +1 cancels the cautious -1. 4 is nothing. For endurance check, we need a 5 or less. Yeah, you got it this time. All right, the Thresher will patrol move up there. Thresher does not have radar, so he's going to have a +1 on his transit event check, which means an 8 or 9. Nope. Search and contact. 8 and 1. It's going to be a moderate density small convoy. So 3, 2, 1. All right, like I said, no radar for the Thresher. For tactical rating, we'll set up in column A. We're going to I think we're going to go cautious. Just flip these 3. Combat event. 0. That's target lumbers in the way. Yes, it is. Perfect. Conduct the combat phase normally. Prior to conducting the first attack round, choose a face-down red ball in the submarine's column or an adjacent column. Reveal it and determine if it's sunk. So we'll get to reveal that. Score an automatic hit on it. And then roll on the attack results to see if we sunk it. But first we need a destroyer. We got the Shirakumo. And we'll put, I guess before we do the TDCs, we'll do this target lumbers in the way. So we'll flip this one. Ooh. Okay, it does say a diligent escort revealed this way does not get to roll on the counterattack table. So we have hit this diligent escort. Actually, let's see which one it actually is. Because if we can sink it, he'll go out for the rest of the game. To the pile of shame. Ooh, it's the one we just added, that Shimakaze. Wouldn't that be great if we could get that one out of here? That would be awesome. All right, so it's an automatic hit, so we just need to roll for the attack results. Come on, roll big. Yes. Haha. Just showed up and we sunk him already. So the Thresher. Got the DD Shimakaze. $3,000 tons. Over to the pile of shame. One more ship, which gives us our 290 that we need to roll for torpedo improvement next turn. And 3,000 tons. 1, 2, 3. Rolls this up. Moves that up. not ships, tons. Oops, I did the wrong one for this too. Rolls the tons over. And then up to 200. So let me actually put the ships on top of the tons. Okay, so we've got our 290 ships sunk now. And 1,201,000 tons. All right, so this can go back in the B cup. Now we do the actual attack round. That was great getting that one out of the mix. And I assume it's the first attack round, so I assume we can still do our special targeting and escort rule. If we do get a nice TDC marker on that, we can ignore his ASW value for the attack. All right. Ooh, we might just do that. I guess 2 destroyers and 1 encounter. Let's see what our options are here. So we can do, if we just go after the merchant, it's going to be 6 minus 1 is 5, minus 2 defense, minus 1 for the ASW leaves 2, but then we add 1 back in for the TDC. So we'll hit him on a 3 or less. If we went after the destroyer, we can ignore his ASW value. So 6 minus 1 is 5, minus his defense of 6 puts us at -1, add 3 back in. So we'd hit him on a 2 or less. So 2 or less to get rid of the destroyer, or what did I say, 3 or less for this one? Yeah, let's go after the destroyer. 2 or less. Backwards again. All right, now he knows we're there. Counterattack 1 plus 1 red box plus 3 from the op area makes 5. We're 3 defense. So we'll be on the 1 to 2 row, and we are cautious. So -1 modifier. Ooh, it's an 8. I think that was our spotted result, right? On 1 to 2, yep. All right, so he did see us. Now, do we stick around and try again? Yeah, I think so. We'll stay cautious. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. It's the Abu Kuma. All right, now this time if we go after the destroyer, we don't get to ignore his ASW because he knows we're around now. All right, so we'll try to hit the merchant there. That's actually a -1 because we're in the reattack round. So 6 minus 1 is 5, minus 2 defense, minus 1 ASW. But then add 1 back for the TDC, gives us a 3 for our 2-hit number. Not even close. Same thing for the reattack. 5 minus our 3 defense is on the 1 to 2 row, but now +1 for reattack cancels the -1 for cautious. 7. Oh, but then another +1, I forgot because we're spotted. So it's actually an 8, which is just spotted again. So nothing happens. Our endurance check, B rating, we need a 4 or less. Got it. We've got one more to move up there. The grayling. And the grayling does not have radar either. So an 8 or 9 for him. Just missed it. And search and contact. 4 and 1 is going to be a sparse small convoy, which is 2-1. All right. I think we're just going to go ahead and come out with guns blazing and go aggressive this time. Gonna have to flip everything no matter what. Combat event. 8, I think, is bad. Yes, it is. Counterattack. So we don't get to attack, they get to counterattack. Hopefully we don't reveal anything. We did. All right, the Isanami. So we jump straight to their counterattack, which is going to be 1. +1 is 2, +3 makes 5, minus our 3 defense is on the 1 to 2 row. We are aggressive, so he gets a +1. 8 is going to be spotted again. All right. Let's reattack. We'll stay aggressive. Oh, I forgot. I need to replace this too. Doesn't affect anything for that round. I don't think there's anything here that has ASW in the auxiliaries. Even though the original counter set does. All right. So aggressive still. Give us a nice -3 or -2. All right, well, it's effectively a -1 with our 2 -1 modifiers that we get for reattack and aggressive. So we're at 6, -1 is 5. He's got 4 defense, takes us down to 1. ASW eats that up. -1 for the TDC brings us back up 1. And then we have a -1 DRM to our roll. So we will hit on a 2 or less. Nope. And then here comes this big nasty counterattack. It's going to be on the 1 to 2 row again, but this time he gets +1 for the reattack round, +1 because we're spotted, +1 because we're aggressive. So +3. This could get ugly. Yes, it did. 11 is going to be damaged RTB. If the second roll is a 7 to 9, we're actually sunk. Fortunately, it was a 1. So, spotted, damaged, and RTB. All right, well, that didn't go as well as I'd hoped. Let's see if we have any better luck. I think we're going to have these guys patrol move up to the North Philippine Sea. So the skipjack first. No shallow water here, so just a 9 for the transit event check. And of course he gets one. 6 and 4 should be okay. 6, 4, yep. All right, so he'll do a search and contact roll. A 1 and a 9. Ooh. 1 is a white box, and then 9 is a red box. So Skipjack found a loner. All right, let's clean this up. Bring him down here. We draw a single ship from the C cup. This is going to be our last one for this evening. I think we put it face down, right? Or do we just reveal it? I think we just reveal it. Okay, it's a cruiser. So we won't be able to do surface gunnery. We'll roll to see if we get in the same column or not. I think it's our tactical rating, right? Less than or equal to. This is the Agano. Got a 6, so we'll set up adjacent. We get a TDC marker. Nice. So 5 minus 1 is 4. His defense eats all of that up. -1 for going over a column, but then add 3 back in. Of course, we're going aggressive, so that's actually a -4. So that's going to be a 3 for the 2-hit number. With the DRM means we hit on a 4 or less. Nope. For reattack, we will slide over. New TDC. Still aggressive. So that's a -2. Makes him a 2. From our 4 makes 2. With our DRM, it means we hit on a 3 or less. Come on. All right, and the loner gets away. And we do get a -1 to our search and contact, though, for finding a loner, so 5 or less. And he will RTB. All right, next we're going to move the Albacore up to the South Philippine Sea. So transit event only on a 9. And then search and contact 7 and 4. 7 is going to be low density. 4 is a small convoy. 2, 2, and 1. Okay, the Albacore does not have radar. Tactical rating of 4. look that great. I guess we'll start in B. I think we'll go cautious. Let's flip this one, destroyer, this one, and this one. Okay, so we need a destroyer and a cruiser, a light cruiser. Our destroyer is the Isonami. Light cruiser is the Jinsu or Jinsu. Okay, that goes in C. 4 TDC markers. Guess we'll put one on that destroyer just in case we have an opportunity to try to take him out. I think we'll go with both of the ones in our column. And the cruiser. Probably not going there. Ooh, that's not that good. Wow, these are all terrible. Except for that one. Let's see. If we try to go after the merchant, excuse me, we're looking at 7 minus 1 is 6. Minus 1 for his defense. Minus 1 for the ASW. Minus 2 for the TDC. So we could hit that on a 2 or less. The cruiser would be 6 minus 4. Leaves 2. Minus 1 for the defense. Minus 1 for the ASW. Minus 6. Minus 4 for the defense. Minus 1 for going over a column. Minus 1 for ASW. And then add 1 back in for the TDC. So we only hit it on a 1 or less. So I think we'll go after this merchant. I think I said 3, right? 6. Minus 1, minus 1, minus 2. No, it's only a 2. Okay. Still a little bit better. We'll try the merchant. 2 or less. Nope. Counterattack. He's got 1 for the op area. 3 for the war period, makes 5. We have 4 defense, so we're on the 1 to 2 row. And minus 1 for being cautious. So that's a negative 1. It's not going to do anything. I think we slide over. We stay cautious. We just flip this one. Nice. This is the Kashi. Super light cruiser. Only 3,000 tons. All right. Now we just get 3 TDC markers because that's all that we have in range. We can get some better ones this time. Yeah, those are better. That one's not. All right, so these are all going to have -1. So this is still probably our best shot. But let's figure out what they each would be. We're looking at 7 minus 1 is 6. -1 for the defense. No ASW this time. -1 for going over a column. 4. And then we add 2 back in, so it'd be a 6 or less to hit that. And they're the same tonnage, so there's really no reason not to go after the easier shot. So yep, let's go after the merchant. 6 or less this time. There we go. 3 will be a hit, and 7 minus 1 is a 6. Definitely enough to sink a 3,000 tonner. So the albacore. It's a 3,000 ton merchant. One more ship. Let's do the tonnage first so it gets out of the way. 1, 2, 3. And one more ship. So we're at 291 ships and 1,204,000 tons. For our endurance check, I said search and contact on the last one. I meant endurance. We have no modifiers. A rating, so he needs a 5 or less. Got it. Go ahead and put him underneath. All right, so I think that just leaves the Marianas, or not the Marianas, the Carolines, our ultra area. And all of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 subs can all make it in there, so I think that's worth doing. Any more than that would probably be not quite as beneficial. Yeah, I'm just debating. So these guys will find something on a 4 or less. Here, when they with the ultra benefit, they'll also find something on a 4 or less. But then once the congregating risk kicks in, it'll only be a 5 or less, but then they're getting an extra ship in each column. So I think it's still worth it to send everybody in there. All right, so let's start with the Pompano. There's not going to be any transit event checks needed for this because there's no red box here, which is nice. Won't have to worry about that. So let's just do our search and contact with a +1. Actually, you know what? I want to make sure all of our best subs get that +1 modifier before we send in these lower ones. So let's actually hold off on the Pompano. We're going to want to do these 2 Gattos first. They're 7s, and then we'll definitely want to do this new S2, and then it'll either be the seal or the sturgeon, Doesn't really matter which for the fourth one. All right. So let's actually start with the sawfish. So search and contact with a +1. That's a 7 and a 3. 7's going to be low, or not, low density. 3 is a small convoy. And then an extra ship for each column. So 3, 3, and 2. All right, Sawfish does have radar for tactical rating. Boy. Column B looks kind of nasty. I think we set up in A and go cautious. So flipping 3. Auxiliary combat event. 8. It's that stupid counterattack event again. Yep. So we don't get to attack, and they get to counterattack. Gonna flip one more. I think we'll go here. Ooh, nice carrier. So there will not, well actually, yeah, there will be a counterattack because this carrier is probably going to be aircraft capable. I think all of them are at this point. The Chuyo. So we have to skip our attack. They get to counterattack. So he's got a half rounded up is 1. There are no red boxes in the op area. 3 for the war period makes 4. And we got 4 defense. So he's on the 0 row with a -1 modifier for our cautious posture. That's a 4. That's going to be nothing. So, do we stay or do we go? I think we'll stick around. We'll slide over to here. We're going to stay cautious. Flip this one. Unflip it. Flip this one. Nice. And then we'll flip these 2. Okay. Okay, not terrible. So our destroyer is the Shirakumo. And we've got a regular cruiser. The Haguro. And a light cruiser. Yep. Get it right here one of these times. The Kiso. Okay, for TDC markers. Go here. 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 And here. Don't like that. Don't like that. That one's not too bad. And that one's not as good. It looks like we're going after the carrier. So 7 minus 1 is 6. I'll be so glad when we don't have to say minus 1 anymore. Minus 3 for the defense. Leaves 3. We've got 1 ASW, so that takes us down to 2. But then this is a re-attack round, so that's actually a -3, which bumps us up to 5. So we need a 5 or less to hit the Chuyo. Damage number. Ooh, that'll do it. 5 and 9, yes. I think that's our 3rd carrier we've sunk. So sawfish. It's the CV Chuyo. 19,000 tons. Excellent. So the Chuyo goes into the pile of shame. Another ship. And 19,000 tons. So we're just going to go up 20 and then back this off 1. So that puts us at 292 ships, 1,223,000 tons. All right. And then we just have the counterattack from the destroyer now, since we took the carrier out. So that's going to be 1, no red boxes. 3 from the war period is 4, minus our 4 defense. So it'll be on the 0 row again. We were cautious, -1, but then +1 for the re-attack. So straight roll on the 0 row. So a 6 is going to be no effect. And with our A rating, we need a 5 or less to stay out. Ooh, almost went on that 1. RTB for the sawfish. All right, next is the silver sides. One of our viewers noted that they have a special interest in the silver sides because they had a relative, I think, that served on it. So let's see if we can do them proud. All right, they get a +1 for their search and contact. Ooh, nice. A 9 and an 8. It's going to be a moderate density task force. So a moderate density task force with an extra ship for each column is going to be 3345. And I just realized it didn't matter because we didn't take a shot at it, but I was supposed to replace this auxiliary over here in column A. So that was actually the Nishin, something like that. So that's what we should have had there. And I'll set up for the silver sides. Okay, no radar for the silver sides. 4 tactical rating. This one is evading. This one zigged away. Oh, and another one. Got 3 of these things this time. Too fast. All right, I think we're going to try column D over here. And like I said, no radar. So let's go cautious. Let's do this bottom one. Ooh, we found the Shokaku. Let's do this one. Battleship. Have to see if it's one we're allowed to find. And let's do the top one. There's a destroyer. All right, so let's get our destroyer. It's the Asagumo. Battleship. Is the Nagato, excuse me, which is a 40,000 ton. I don't believe we're allowed to encounter that there. Let's confirm. Our Japanese battleship doctrine rules. PBs and BVs other than the Congo class and the Yamato class may only appear in the Empire Pacific, Sea of Japan, East China Sea, and then also the North Philippine Sea in War Period 3. So that is not one we're allowed to encounter here. And it is placed back, and we reveal another counter in their place. So this goes back. And we'll reveal this one instead. Okay, it's that motorboat torpedo tender. Something like that. And then we need to replace the carrier. Actually, that's a named one, right? We gotta check. I assume he probably gets replaced with his IJN counterpart, the Shokaku. Oh, it can be the Shokaku or the Zuikaku. So let's see which it is. Shokaku. Or Zuikaku. All right, so we'll do odd, it's the Shokaku. Even, it's the Zuikaku. It is odd, so it is in fact the Shokaku. D. Guess I should have kept it out just in case we sink it. Well, I guess since it can actually represent either ship, I guess it wouldn't go out of the mix until both are sunk. All right, let's get our TDC markers. We're going to have a bit of ASW to deal with here to try to overcome. Probably, hopefully, maybe we can take out that torpedo tender That'll at least reduce it somewhat. And put our fourth one over here. Ooh, maybe we can take that guy out. Oh, these are some interesting choices. So if we went after this, we can ignore his ASW value because we're targeting the escort in round 1. So that would be 6 minus his 6 defense is at 0. Then we have 1 ASW from the AGT, puts us at -1, and then add 2 back, puts us at +1. So we could hit this on a 1. The torpedo boat would be 6 minus 2 defense is 4. And then we have to subtract 3 ASW. That puts us down to 1. Add 1 back, so we could hit in on a 2. So a 1 to hit that, a 2 to hit this, and then 7 minus 1 is 6, minus 5 defense, minus 2, no, minus 3 ASW is -2, and then the TDC brings it back up to a 1. So a 1 to hit this, a 2 to hit this, a 1 to hit this. And I'm not even going to bother figuring that one. It might be a better shot, but who knows what's under there. Well, you know what? Let's do it. 7 minus 1 is 6. We assume his defense is 1, so that puts us down to 5. 3 for the ASW puts us down to 2. We have to go over a column. 1. -1 for the TDC adds 1 back. So theoretically, we could hit that on a 2, but only if it has a defense of 1. So I don't think we want to take that risk. So do we try to get this guy out of the mix? So our ASW is a lot lower for counterattack and possible reattack. Do we just take the easier shot to try to get something sunk? Or do we try to get another carrier and then just probably get out of Dodge? Let's see if we can take that destroyer out. We need a 1 or less. Nope. Wouldn't have hit anything there. Okay, so our counterattack is going to be 3. No red boxes. Another 3 for the war period makes 6. Minus our 4 defense puts them on the 1 to 2 row. We are cautious, so a -1 to that roll. 1 is going to be nothing. Really try to like to try to get that carrier down, but we're going to have to flip 3 more ships. And we don't have radar. going to have to be these three. Could very likely be a diligent escort under one of those. I think we play it safe and just withdraw here. But just for fun, let's see what it would have been. Yeah. That's what I figured. Okay, so withdrawing, A rating, so we need a 5 or less. Nope. So we go to the RTB, or to the done section, marked for RTB. All right, so that's 2, right? We wanted to get the Sculpin in here next. He's our next best sub. No transit event required, so search and contact with a +1. That's 9 and a 0. It's going to be moderate density, small convoy with an extra ship. So we're looking at 4, 3, and 2. The Sculpin does have radar, and he's got a 4 rating. I think we'll set up in column B. We'll go standard this time, I think. Let's do these 2. Good. And let's do these 2. Combat event. Let's not have another 8. 0. Target lumbers into way. If I remember correctly. Yes, it is. So we'll get to pick a face down red ball flagged ship in our column or an adjacent column. And then get an automatic hit against it and see if it is sunk. So we want to make sure we leave a red ball unflipped. Let's see, that was our 3rd. So let's I think we want to flip this one. We know this can't be a diligent escort. That might be, so we might have a situation again where we can take out a diligent escort that lumbers into the path of our torpedo. Okay, good. All right, so that's our 4 normal flips. Let's get these replaced. And then before we actually do our attack round, we'll flip this over and see if we manage to sink it or damage it at least. All right, so this will be for this one. It's the Chogei. Stores ship, I believe. And then for the one in our column, it's the Sanyo Maru. All right, so resolving the target lumbers into way. It's just a little merchant. So we automatically hit it. Now we just have to roll on the attack results table to see if we damaged it or sunk it. Nothing. 2 gets modified to a 1, so it's been damaged. All right. Now we get our TDC markers. First attack round. We are standard posture, so no modifiers for anything here. Don't like that. That one's pretty good. Don't like that. That one's so-so. He is a damage, so basically his defense is 0. But let's see. We could always try a split shot too between these two. Let's see what we got though. So if we just attacked with everything here, he's a 0. So it would be a 5 or less to hit that. 6 minus the 1 for our torpedo modifier. If we just went after this one, he is also a 0, but then he's over a column. So it would be a 4 or less to hit that one if we just sent everything there. If we did a split, probably do I'd kind of rather get the bigger one. We could always go after him in the re-attack round. If we sent 3 and 3, this would be 3 minus 1 is 2, so it would be a 2 or less to hit that. And then that means that one would be a 1 or less. I don't really like that. I like it to be at least 3 or more for the 2 hit to do a split shot. So I think we'll just go after this with everything and then hope we can finish that one off in the re-attack round. So what was it again? 6 minus 1 is 5. He's 0. So yeah, 5 or less. Got it. And 5 will be enough to sink it. 5 minus 1 is 4. Sunk result for 3,000 ton. So the Sculpin 3,000 ton merchant so far. Uh, 3,000 tons. 1, 2, 3. One more ship. All right, let's see if we can get another one. There is no counterattack. We will slide over to column C. Yeah, I think we'll stay. You know what? Let's go aggressive. We only have to flip these 2 over no matter what, so give us a little boost on our attacks. I think we'll hopefully be okay on any counterattack that comes back our way. So radar is not going to help us here because we got to flip both no matter what. Oh, nice. Our light cruiser friend. And a destroyer. All right, well, at least one of them wasn't. So this is going to be the Noshiro, one of the new ones that just came in this month. And for the destroyer, it is the Yamakaze. TDCs. Yeah, I'd be happy with either of those or finishing off this damaged merchant. Okay, and we are aggressive now, so these are each -2 because it's the reattack round. Oh, that's not that great. So this is a 0, and he's a 0. So our 5 attack -2 ASW would be a 2-hit number of 3 for this one. With the DRM, we'd hit on a 4 or less. If we went over after the cruiser instead, we'd be looking at 5 -4 is 1, and then -2 for the ASW is -1, minus another one for going over a column is -2, but then that's a -3 TDC, so it'd bring us back up to 1. So we need a 1 or less to hit that. I think we'll just go after the damaged merchant. So we said that was going to be a 3, right? Yep. We need a 3 or less to finish off that merchant. Hey, got it, but then a 0. No effect. Which is actually modified to a -1, which is even less effect. All right, well, that's disappointing to let a damaged ship get away, but that happens. We do get counterattacked, 2, no red boxes, 3 for the war period makes 5. So we'll be on the 1 to 2 row. After we subtract our 3 defense. He gets a +1 for the reattack round and a +1 because we are aggressive. Ooh, so that's a 9. It's not going to be good. 1 to 2, 9 damages us. Oh, right. Well, we hit anyway. Our 2 hit was actually a 4. I forgot we had the -1 DRM as well, but we did hit it. That wasn't the issue. It was the attack results. Okay. So for our endurance check, B rating, but we went aggressive and were damaged. So we're going to need a 2 or less. No. All right, so the next one we bring in will be the last one that gets the +1 for search and contact, because after that we're going to have congregating risk. We'll do the seal. So +1 for his search and contact. 9 and 1. It's going to be a moderate density small convoy with an extra ship. Is going to be 432. Okay, the seal does have radar, a 4 rating. Need to get rid of these. Evading. Too far. So I'm almost thinking, do we set up in column C? Then we could slide over to D if we wanted to potentially avoid whatever this might be. Yeah, I like having that option. Let's go cautious so that we can actually take advantage of the radar. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, unflip that. Flip this. We'll flip this. Oh. Well, it was worth a try. The Asagumo. All right. -1, 0, -1, +1. All right, well, I think we go after this merchant in our column. 5 - 1 is 4. Those cancel each other out. And then we lose 2 for the ASW. So we need a 2 or less to hit. Nope. Counterattack is going to be 2, 0 for the op area, 3 for the war period, makes 5. We have 2 defense, so he's on the 3 to 4 row, but we are cautious. So -1. That's a 0. It's going to be nothing. Don't even need to look. All right, so we are going to slide over, get away from that destroyer at least. And then are we cautious? You know, we might as well stay cautious. There's no advantage to going standard. Definitely not going to try a split shot between a merchant and a destroyer. So this is the Yuzuki. Good, he's only a half. TDCs. Oh, yuck. We're going to have a better shot on the destroyer? Probably not. All right, they do get a -1 except for this one. So this is a +2. Yeah, that's going to be rough. That's +2. He's got 1 defense. That's 3. Another one from the ASW makes 4. And then we're over a column. So that makes him worth 5. And we're only at a 4. So yeah, we actually don't have a shot on that merchant. I doubt we do on the destroyer. Let's check though. Oh, and I didn't even count the 1 ASW in there. I don't think either, did I? Anyway, no shot on the merchant for sure. 5 - 1 is 4. Minus 6 is -2. Negative another for going over a column, negative another for the ASW, puts us at -4, and back in 3, we're still at -1. So yeah, we don't have a shot on either. They do get to counterattack though, since it's the second round, or the reattack round. So just a 1 this time, plus 3 for the war period is 4, minus 2 puts them on the 1 to 2 row. We stayed cautious, so -1, but then +1 for reattack. So 1 to 2 row, straight roll. Ooh, an 8. Probably spotted. Yep. Okay, and then endurance check, B rating, no modifiers. We need a 4 or less. Got it. All right, so the other 3 that are coming in, 4 actually, the other 4 that are coming in will not get the +1 for ultra area because there's a -1 for congregating risk. So these will all just be straight search and contact rolls. We'll do the sturgeon next. 3 and 1. I don't think that's going to be good enough. Nope. So endurance check for him. He found no contacts, so -1 to his roll. B rating, he needs a 5 or less. No. The Pompano. Straight roll for search and contact. 5-8, that should be good enough. Sparse, 8 is going to be a task force. Extra ship for each column, 2, 2, 3, and 4. Well, this looks absolutely horrendous, especially considering the Pompano only has a 4 attack rating. He does have radar though, so see if we can make something happen. That one's evading. I almost think we just see if we can get lucky over here in column D. Let's go cautious. We're only flipping 2. We do have an unflip. Let's try this one. Okay. So an auxiliary and a light cruiser. Auxiliary is, oh, the Sanyo Maru again. Makes sense, we're still in the same area. Our light cruiser. Is the Kiso. Okay, we get 3 TDC markers. Get that in focus a little better here. Let's do those 2, and let's try the bottom one, I guess. Yuck. Not bad. Yuck. All right, can we do it? Looks like just barely. 4 minus 1 is 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. So we can hit it on a 0. Needed them flip-flopped. Actually, that would have only damaged it, even if they were flip-flopped. Okay. No counterattack. For reattack, we stay here. We stay cautious. We get another flip if we need to, or unflip, I mean. Yep, let's unflip that guy. Okay, good. And eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's try this bottom one. Oh, good. All right, so another light cruiser. The Tatsuta. And a carrier. The Unyo. All right. 3 TDC markers again. I say we just go with the 3 in our column. If we can get that carrier down, then we won't have to worry about a counterattack. Don't like, ooh, I like that. And that one too. Because with the reattack round, these are actually both the same. And this has lower defense. So they would be equivalent shots. Or not equivalent, this would be the easier shot, I'm sorry. Because he's going to be a 0, he's going to be a 1. We've got 3 after our modification. So it'd be a 2 to hit the light cruiser, or a 3 to hit the carrier. I say we go after the carrier. We'll need a significantly higher attack results roll, but let's give it a shot. So 3, right? Yep, 3 or less to hit the carrier. No on both counts. If they were backwards, the 6 would become a 5. 19,000 tons. That would still only damage it. Needed at least a 7 for the attack results. Okay, so they will get a counterattack because this contributes 1/2 to counterattack only. So that's a 1, none for the op area, 3 for the war period makes 4, 2 defense. So they'll be on the 1 to 2 row. Reattack +1, but cautious -1. 2 is going to be nothing. All right, endurance check, C rating. We need a 3 or less. Got it. Let's do the permit next. So search and contact with no modifier. Ooh, 9.5 is going to be moderate density, large convoy. That's going to be 3422. Okay, we get rid of this one. Evading. The permit does have radar and 3 tactical rating. I think we set up over here in column A. And we go cautious. So we'll flip these two, unflip, combat event. Two. What is 2? Oh, great. Torpedo malfunction. So we roll another die to see what type of malfunction it is. 1 is going to be circular run again. Did we, I think we might have forgotten to try to crash dive the last time. I forget who was that tried to, that had the circular run. You know what, I'm going to roll for that now, and if we get a 0, I'm going to undo that. So this is for the last sub that had a circular run. It was the S30, yeah, because that's the only one we've lost this week. Pretty sure, yeah, his counter's right here. Yep, he could have attempted to crash dive on a 0. I'll review the footage if we did actually do this and I'm just misremembering, then ignore all this. But he didn't successfully crash dive anyway. All right, but so for the permit, after his attack round, we're going to have to attack ourselves and hope that our torpedo doesn't get sunk, doesn't sink us. All right, so that was our first flip. We have used our unflip already. So our second flip will be this one. Okay, at least we have a target. And it is the Fujikawa Maru. We get 3 TDC markers. We'll go 1 there, 1 here, 1 here. Minus 2 plus 3, come on, and plus 1. Well, this guy's definitely out of reach. Let's see if we have a theoretical solution on this. 4 minus 1 is 3. We assume he has a defense of 1, which takes us down to 2. Back up by 2 makes it 4. So we do have a theoretical solution here. Let's see if we actually do. No, we do not. All right. But since we didn't have a shot, that means they don't get to counterattack. But now we have to do our circular run. So first we attempt to crash dive. So a 0. Nope. And then we have to give ourselves a TDC marker. We have to add 1 to the current Mark 14 torpedo value. I don't remember if we did that before. So actually, for this attack, the torpedo level is 0. So I get my full 4 attack against myself. And then the TDC is a 0. So 4 minus 0 is 4. And then we have 2 defense and then 0 for the TDC. So we're going to hit ourselves on a 2 or less. And it doesn't matter what the attack results are. It's just an automatic sink if it hits us. Whew, thank goodness. All right. Like I said, there is no counterattack because we didn't have a valid solution. Boy, I don't know if we want to risk after that scare with the circular run and revealing an aircraft. I don't think we want to take our chances here in the re-attack round, so we'll just roll for endurance check. C rating, needs a 3 or less. Got it. And then our last sub that is operating this week, well, patrolling I should say. We still got some coming out from ports, a whole bunch in fact. The S-44. Let's do his search and contact. Oops, missed the tower. 04, so he found nothing. He's a D rating, but gets a plus or a -1 for not finding anything. So 3 or less. Got it. So the S-44 gets to stay. And that will do it for our subs that are operating. Let's bring out the S-34 from Dutch Harbor. We'll just have him go to the Aleutian Islands since there's already 4 subs in the Kuril Islands. And no transit event check needed for that. We'll flip them to patrol side. We already took care of replacing the S-30. That's why we sent the S-40 up here to the Kuril Islands from the Sperry, so we don't have to worry about that. So we've got our 8 subs operating up there. Let's do these ones out of Brisbane next. I think we'll just do the usual with them and send them up to the Bismarck Sea. So there's no red boxes along that path. So they will come here and, what we got here? Oh, we got our Blau class. We might want to send them further up. Or are we content with them patrolling here? I guess we can just have them patrol in the South Philippine Sea next turn. Yep, that'll be fine. So we'll just have them all 3 flip to patrol side. The ones coming out of Fremantle. Looks like about 5 of them. We'll send I think because we've got all these ones coming back from the South China Sea 1 area. I don't think we want to load up 4 in an area because then they'll all have have a congregating risk coming back, plus the shallow water. So maybe we'll send like three of them here, 2 of them here. I think we'll do that. Let's see who all we have. The T's are better than the P's. So we'll send, oh, there's actually 6. Miscounted. All right, well, let's do 3 and 3 then. We'll send the gar, the trout, and the grouper up to South China Sea 2. The other thing is we could send the other 3 up to the South Philippine Sea. Yeah, let's do that instead. So we'll send these 3 up to here. They've got, well, it depends on if they have radar or not. Let's see. The gar does not have radar. The trout does not have radar, but the grouper, is he? Nope, none of them have radar. So they're all going to have to do transit event checks because even though they're on transit side, they're going through shallow waters. So a 9 will potentially cause a transit event check. So let's start with the gar. And he did get 1. So +1 to both of these dice. 1 and 4 is not going to be anything. So the gar made it. The trout is safe, and then the other one, grouper, safe as well. They both, those 3 will patrol their next turn. Then we'll send the tuna, the tarpon, and the S31. Which the tarpon is the only one of those that has radar. So the tarpon will not have to do a transit event check because they ignore the shallow waters and there's only 1 red box in either area that they're moving through. They're on transit side, so they can make it there safely. These 2 will have to roll. And again, only a 9 will matter. So the tuna first, safe, and the S31 also safe. So they will both go there. All right. Now, this big mess coming out of Pearl Harbor. Let's see what all we got here. All right, so we got, what is that, 6? We got 6 Gattos coming out. And we have these 4. And the new S2 is still pretty good, but then these 3 here, a couple of S3s and a P3. Not that great. I think we send the lesser boats down to the Solomons. So these three, they will not require transit event checks for that route. And then I think we just have them flip to patrol side. They can move up into the Carolines on the next turn. That leaves 7 that we can split between the Marshall Islands and the North Pacific. So I really want to we need to get some more up into the Sea of Japan and Empire Pacific. So we want our best subs up there. So I think we send 4 of these Gatos to the North Pacific. None of them will require transit event checks. And I think we leave them on their transit side. Then the other 3 we'll send to the Marshall Islands, and again, no transit events needed for those. And I think for those, we need to get some people up into the East China Sea and then eventually to the Yellow Sea as well. So I think we'll have the new S2 flip to patrol side here, but I'm going to have the Gatos continue further along. Get them up into the East China Sea here next turn. All right. I believe that's, oh, no, we still got, sorry. Still got 2 more coming out of the Sperry. So actually before these guys got here, let's send them somewhere. I think we send them down to the Marianas. It's an S3 and a P3. So yeah, that seems like a good place for them. 1 red box along the route, transit side, so no possibility of a transit event. All right, and then these guys moved into here. Oh, and they go down to done. All right, everyone's in done, right? Yes, no one ready for C. So that's going to do it for the operations segment of this turn. So for the conclude turn phase, there's no weather. We got to check on spotted markers. We've got several, I believe. There's one here. Whoops. So we'll roll for that. 6 or less. Yes. And the thresher is also spotted. And still is. That was the grayling that lost his spotted marker. Oh, there's another one hiding under there. The sea raven. Nope. Keep that. Let's move that up to the top here. Oops. None there. None here. I think we might have some in this monstrosity. Let's get all the trolling subs together. Yeah, it's just this one, the seal. Oops, missed the tower again. No, man, a lot of sevens. All right, let's leave them on the bottom, actually. We'll send those back first, next turn. Not seeing any up here. These are all just RTBs, RTB, RTB. Yep, so that looks to be it for spotted markers. We'll advance the date marker. Week 2. And I believe that's it. Nothing to do during the war period phase this time. So yeah, that's going to conclude week 1 of July 43. Our standings at the end of the month are 293 ships sunk. So we will get to do another torpedo improvement roll next turn. 1,226,000 tons. And 25 subs lost. We lost one more this turn from a circular run torpedo. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.